Hey everyone, just want to do my Tuesday Q&A. I do these every Tuesday. The next one will be on June 20th. The way it works, post your questions in the comment section below, and then I will answer them in the next one. I do have an FAQ section on my website, so be sure to check that out first, because I don't answer any questions that are already appearing on the FAQ section. We have a lot of great questions to go over this week, guys. Let's get started. Nancy Maldonado is the first one. Hi Nate, I'm a new subscriber. I love your channel. Thank you. You remind me of my sons. Let's see. What does your family think of your traveling lifestyle? My family has become more open to it over time. At first they were very opposed to it, but they seem to have opened up a little bit more to it, and they kind of understand why I do it. They obviously worry about me, and they don't think it's the best option for me or anything like that, but they have opened up to it over time. And you are very articulate and appear to be intelligent. Thank you. You speak of your student loans. What did you study in college, and what do you plan on using that knowledge for, or do you plan on using that knowledge for future employment? So I double majored in international relations and Spanish language and literature, and probably not, to answer the second part of your question there. It's just there's not too many jobs in that. I did take student loans for it. Hindsight is 20/20. You know, maybe not the best things to take student loans for, but you know, the whole experience of going to school also I think is worth something, and I learned a lot just by going to college in general and being exposed to different, you know, I guess thought processes and different mentalities, different backgrounds, different people. So there's value in all of it, but yeah, I don't really see myself working in that field. Probably continuing to do what I'm doing now instead, and just trying to make money online and learning different ways and teaching myself different skills to make money remotely and to just make money on my own, and hopefully over time I'll be able to make enough money to be able to support myself full time and for the rest of my life. Sara Jeremiah, I just watched your video you posted before. I've got a question about using the toilet when you have a stomach bug like that, and staying in a residential area at night. So yeah, that night I fortunately was lucky enough that I didn't have to use the bathroom during that whole instance there. I was able to get through the night and I was fine. If I had needed to, there was a 24-hour grocery store like less than a mile away, not even. I mean, I probably could have walked there or driven there, whatever was easier. I made it so that I stayed close to that in case worst case scenario happened, and that's what I would do. I mean, I do have like an emergency bucket, but I really would do anything that I possibly could to avoid using that, because you're sleeping in here and it just, I don't know, it just kind of gross, you know. I just would rather not do that, and I haven't had to use it yet, so hopefully it stays that way. Jason Wonder, is there an item you keep with you just that reminds you of home? Oh, not really, no. Yeah, I can't think of anything. I mean, this is my home, I guess, so I guess if the element counts as like a single item, then the element. But yeah, I know what you mean, but I really don't have anything like that, really, any kind of sentimental thing. I guess the closest thing would be my guitar. Dr. Spong, what is your contingency plan if Planet Fitness goes belly up? That wouldn't be good, because I really do like Planet Fitness, but I don't know if that's like something that's about to happen or not, but if so, I would just join a different gym. LA Fitness is another huge one. Anytime Fitness, 24-hour, there's tons of them, so I would just have to move on to a different one. TJ Gregson, TJ from Iowa, I noticed that you have a Fire Dancer sticker on the Element. Have you ever been to a Dave Matthews Band concert? Yes, I have. I've been to a lot over the last 7 years. I've gone to quite a few every year for the most part, and this year I probably won't get to, but yeah, I've been to quite a few DMB concerts. And second question, what is your favorite DMB song? Mine is Monkey Man. Wow, so going from the Lily White sessions, that's awesome. My favorite, I don't think I have a single favorite one. I can name a few. Cry Freedom, You Never Know is probably one of my favorites. Raven, Pig, Seek Up might be my favorite. Joyride is another one of those. Miss Mary Vlogs, in one of your vlogs I noticed that you were using some sort of stabilizer for your camera. I'm wondering which one do you use? So that was actually with I used to use my smartphone a lot more, and now that I use the mirrorless camera, I'm not really using a stabilizer. I actually sold that, but it was an AI Bird Uoplay stabilizer of some sort. It was like $300, so definitely above your budget there. New, and it worked out pretty well, but it really wasn't that great. I wasn't really a huge fan of it. I ended up selling it for like 200 bucks and, you know, got rid of it. But anyways, yeah, AI Bird Uoplay, there's a bunch of those little phone stabilizers that work pretty well, but they're all in like that $200 to $300 range new. I guess maybe if you found like a used one though, it could work out. VanSolarKits.com question, I often wonder how people decide where to go next and why they don't stay where they are longer BLM land, why do people seem to be in such of a rush to get to the next place? Is it boredom? I don't know. I think for me, I was kind of rushing to get out of southern Utah because it was starting to get really hot there. And also I was kind of running out of money. Like I had a certain amount of money for gas and stuff like that. And I knew that I eventually needed to get back to California to start working a job here, to start saving money for the future and, you know, for traveling in the fall and so on. So that was kind of what was pulling me here. I was also just like really sick of the landscape in Utah. I mean, it was beautiful. It was awesome, but I was, like I said, kind of canyoned out, so I was ready to move on. But I don't know why other people are in a rush. I mean, probably similar reasons, you know, probably money or boredom. Boredom makes sense, or just, I don't know, want to get to the next place. JPDST29, how long does it take for you to set up some of the shots you get, like walking or driving past the camera? Do you get any weird looks or reaction from people when you're doing it? Yes, yeah, definitely. If I do it in front of a lot of people, someone will always, you know, either comment on it or say something. It's happened to me quite a few times. It doesn't really bother me. It's just, I mean, it is kind of a weird thing to do, to put a camera and then to like walk down a hill and then walk back up the hill and then walk back down it. Like, it's like, you know, it is kind of a weird thing to do, so I understand their confusion. And then it does take a little bit of time. I mean, especially on those hikes and then the driving shots. I mean, yeah, it'll take a few minutes to do each of those shots, and that adds up over time, definitely. My Life on Wheels. Hey, Nate, if you had money to buy any other vehicle that you want, or if a car dealership would give you a free 2017 Honda Element, which would you do? I don't know. I guess it depends on how much money I have to buy whatever I want, but I will say that the 2017 Honda Element looks to be a little bit smaller. I think that they're maybe trying to compete more with like the Kia Soul, that like compact, boxy type vehicle, Nissan Cube, you know, the old Nissan Cubes. So I don't know. I get the feeling that it wouldn't really work out for what I'm trying to do anyway. So I'd probably buy a different vehicle. The Real Donald, have you ever had the opportunity to drive the Element out onto a beach? If so, where? I don't think I have. I'm trying to remember. I know that I've driven on like the New Smyrna Beach area down in Florida. Maybe it's like St. Augustine, that northeast area on the East Coast in Florida. But I want to say it was like another car. I want to say it was my Hyundai Elantra that I had before the Element. I don't think I've driven the Element on the beach. Adam Tung, hey Ned, I've been watching your channel for some time now. Great videos. Thank you. I'm going to purchase a sticker to support you. Oh, thanks. Also, how does SEO work? I'm trying to get my graphic design site more views, and I know that has something to do with it. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, to get your website more views, I think that at least organic traffic, SEO is definitely important. If you want to send me just an email, there's an email on my website, nate@elementvanlife.com. Just shoot me an email and I can try to go into more detail. It'd be really hard to explain it all here, but I'd be happy to help you out a little bit, definitely. David Dodson, do you ever have any companies ask you to endorse their products on your channel? Yeah, I get emails and messages sometimes. I haven't really, you know, endorsed anything just yet because a lot of it is just stuff that I don't really need, and I'm kind of a minimalist, so I don't really need much of anything. So I don't know, if anything ever does come up that I find to be interesting and that I would like to support, then I'll probably take advantage of it. But I do occasionally get emails and messages. Jay Adams, do you ever say I'm tired, sick, hot, frustrated, and just want to check into a hotel for the night, have a big bed and a TV and a comfortable place to relax? Not really, no. You know, having a foreign bed is kind of weird. I'd rather just sleep in my own bed, so that makes it a little bit more comfortable, and then like makes being in the Element more comfortable than being in a hotel. And then TV, I don't really watch TV or anything like that. Yeah, I'm never really, even when I was like sick and stuff like that, I don't really think about doing that. I'd probably rather just spend the night, you know, in my home, I guess, because I do kind of define this as my home. Mike M, hello Nate, do you ever think you will come to Florida? Yeah, I'd like to come back and spend like a longer period of time there. When I first started this whole journey in February of 2016, I mean, I spent like a week and a half in Florida. I surfed a nor'easter swell in like India Atlantic area, you know, it's New Smyrna, that area, and it was fun. I'd like to go back there probably at some point when the weather gets cooler, maybe in the fall or in the winter. Frank Toms, salutations Nate, is it me or has anyone else noticed that you sound a little bit like Seth Rogen when you laugh and talk from time to time? Just an observation. I've never had anybody say that to me before. Not really sure. Apple Dunk, what was your first car? It was a 1995 Chrysler LeBaron convertible. It was awesome. Alex Labor, are you reading a book or studying any wisdom learned while on the road? So in terms of reading, I'm not actually currently reading a book. I downloaded Fahrenheit 451, and I've been meaning to start reading it, but I just haven't started it on my phone, and it's just sitting there, but I'll get to it eventually. Studying, I'm always studying online. I'm always watching YouTube videos and trying to learn different things, particularly now with, obviously like video editing and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm definitely always trying to learn though. Jellyfish, how do you secure your element? Is there a spy camera inside? What if somebody steals it? Well, I'm hoping no one steals it. I do have insurance on it, but that would be a horrible, horrible thing to deal with. Do I secure it? Yeah, I mean, it locks. It does that whole thing. But no, there's no spy camera. Don Cole 316, love your EVL videos. Thank you. I was wondering, have you come across any stalkers yet? Not that I know of, but I guess if they're like really good stalkers, they'll probably I won't know about them. I guess. I don't know. Robert Cole, do you plan on coming to Alabama? At some point, I'd like to come back to Alabama. I have spent some time there. I have a couple of good friends that live in Mobile, so I've been through Mobile quite a few times and spent some time over there. But yeah, I'd like to spend a little bit more time there and explore. I don't know when, though. I'm not really sure when that's going to be. Cole Hay says, great channel. What is your favorite food and how do you store perishable foods? I store perishable foods in the fridge here, and my favorite food, that's a tough question. I really like sushi. I'm a big sushi fan. I think sushi might be my favorite food. I like enchiladas a lot too. Chicken enchiladas. I like chicken parmesan. Yeah, it's tough to say one favorite food though. It depends what I'm in the mood for. Swifty with Fragile X, 2 questions. Have you ever been to Amish country? It's a random question. No, I've like driven through like a lot of Amish country areas, like in Pennsylvania and stuff like that, but I've never stopped and spent a lot of time there. And where do you learn to code? Coding was mostly just learned online. Udemy.com, I took a course on there and like web development and stuff, and then YouTube and Stack Overflow, and then just doing stuff, just creating designs and creating websites and creating little applications and stuff like that, and that's where I learned it. Daniel Alexander, hey Nate, love your channel. Thank you. What state do you keep your license and car registered in? Do you have any issues as you move from place to place? So I keep the car registered in Louisiana. I think my license is still in Massachusetts though, and I just kind of haven't really had any issues with it. I know it's not technically the right thing to do, but I'm moving around so often, and I think that if I ever get pulled over, the police officer kind of can realize that pretty quickly off the bat. So it's worked out every time for now. Mr. Bjork has 88. Hey sir, I would love to do what you do. Your videos are amazing. Oh, thank you. Do you plan on doing this for a long time? Yeah, this is something that I plan to do indefinitely. Maybe not in the Element. Maybe switching to something like a bigger van or a bigger camper van or something like that. But yeah, definitely something I plan to do indefinitely. My collection of video games. Do you play video games or watch a lot of Netflix in your downtime in the car at night? Also, do you stay in the Mission Beach area when you're in San Diego? So in San Diego, I've been staying PB Mission Beach a lot. So yes, to answer that part of your question. And then Netflix, not really. I mean, every once in a while, maybe I'll try to park outside of Starbucks and watch an episode, but I won't stream it over my data because that uses a lot of data, so I just don't really do that. And then in terms of playing video games, not really too often, but I do have one game on my computer, Overwatch, which I've played quite a bit in the last like 4 months, and occasionally I'll take a break from editing or from whatever I'm doing, and I'll play a game on there. I've been known to be a little bit addicted to that game. It's a fun game. Green Man Dan, hey Nate, did you already own the Element before you began Element Van Life, or did you specifically seek it out to accomplish your goal? I bought the Element kind of with the idea in the back of my mind that I could potentially move into it and live out of it full time and do this sort of thing, but also that it wouldn't be a completely weird commuter vehicle to have because it also fit my needs as a surfer and just being able to fit my stuff in here and stuff like that. So I definitely was thinking about this, but I wasn't 100% set on it yet when I bought it. Nikki Cole, are you happy with the space you have, or do you wish that you had gone with something a little bigger, like a short bus? I'm pretty happy. As a solo traveler, I'm pretty happy with the space that I have in here now. At some point, I'd like to, upgrade to something bigger. I know I've said that a couple of times here, but for now, the Element is just fine. It's perfect. Sanctus Vianney, hey Nate, does Walmart allow non-RV plated vehicles to stay in their lot? I think that depends on the Walmart. If it's a 24-hour Walmart, there's going to be vans, there's going to be cars and all kind of stuff in there. But I've never had any issues being, singled out simply because I'm not in an RV and I'm in a, in an SUV like this. But I'm thinking that they would allow the van a little bit. Yeah, the Element would be against their policy. Yeah, I think it really depends per Walmart. And then also, like I said, if it's a 24-hour Walmart, obviously there's going to be other passenger cars in there. It's not that weird. And what is your experience? How often of nights do you stay at Walmart? When I'm on the road, I've been staying in Walmarts a lot more, but now that I'm in San Diego, I'll never stay at a Walmart until I get out of here. The Walmarts here are very not friendly to people staying overnight, so it really varies. If I'm on the road, no problem, I'll stay at a Walmart or a truck stop or something because I don't know an area that well. But now that I'm here in a place that I know really well, I'm not going to be doing that. Carmela Gallardo, do you ever get somewhat claustrophobic in your Honda? No, not really. Karina Perla, do you want a pet to make you feel less lonely? I don't think that having a pet would work out for me. I just don't think it's fair to the animal. I'm always kind of out and about doing my thing. I'm in Starbucks, I'm here and there. Like, I don't know what I would do with a pet. I'd have to let it out. I don't know, it would get really hot in here. It just wouldn't be fair to the pet. And I don't even know if it would really make me feel less lonely. I would just be worried about it all the time, and I just wouldn't want to do that. And it's also expensive. I don't know. It would be too much, I think. Iris Knowlting, aloha, great channel and great life choices, thumbs up. Thank you. How do you set your budget, and what do you consider, and how do you budget for gas? So a budget, I've talked about this before, but I kind of stick to like anywhere from like $1,200 to $1,500 a month for everything. And I do have some like student loans and all these expenses in there that kind of inflate that number a little bit. But in terms of gas, that varies based on how often I'm traveling. When I was just on the road for the last month, I was obviously spending more in gas. I was looking like $300 for that month in gas. But now that I'm here in San Diego, I'm going to try to stay as stationary as I can and spend as little gas as I can so that I can save more money. And that will probably be around $100 a month, while I'm here. I do go to like different surf spots, and I do drive around quite a bit, even when I'm trying not to drive around, so I have to budget a little bit extra for it. Also, gas is really high here in California. Fernra Forever, all your efforts are greatly appreciated. Thank you. In today's Q&A, you mentioned that you used to use Windows. What do you use now? I use Adobe Premiere Pro CS6. Diana Hamister, hi Nate. What are your true colors and your top 5 strengths? That's a tough question. My favorite color is green, like a bluish green, aqua green. That's probably my favorite color. Top 5 strengths, I have no idea. I don't really like to talk about my strengths. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a tough question. Chizzy D, what is your MBTI? Myers-Briggs personality test. I think that's what that means. It's INT. I don't know. I think it's P or J, maybe P and J. I haven't taken it in like 10 years, so I probably need to retake it, but I'm pretty sure the INT is right, I think. Nemo Freeman, how do you deal with moisture, condensation, and rust on equipment building up inside the van? It's not really so bad, the condensation thing. A lot of the time I'll like pop open the sunroof and it'll clear it up, and that's pretty much all that I do at this point. Open up the windows or blast the heat in the morning to kind of just dry it up in here. I know about the sock and the cat litter and the sock trick. I've just been lazy and haven't done it yet, but it really isn't that much of an issue, especially out here because it's pretty dry. And it has been pretty dry in Utah and in the desert and stuff like that. Soulard, hi Nate, is there any benefit rewards for commonly stopped places that you utilize on the road? Yeah, what you say here, particularly the Starbucks thing, is really the only thing that I use a lot, but I'm a Starbucks Gold member. I do have the rewards there, and I do get like a free, I get a free item, so it's like a free meal, and I'll use it there. Panera, I also have a Panera rewards program, so I'll get like a free meal there every like 5 or 6 times that I visit, which over time, that's definitely worth it. It definitely is, definitely adds up, Lawson 1, in your opinion, can an extrovert be happy in the van life? Also, welcome to Nevada. Thanks. Yeah, Nevada was cool. I wasn't there for very long because it was so hot, but it was cool to check that out. And I don't know about an extrovert being happy in van life. I'm sure that you could. You just have to know that going into it that van life is pretty solitary, and a lot of the time it can be, I mean, it can be pretty quiet. You're alone a lot of the time. Next one's from Midway. Do you ever wish you had a traveling buddy to share all the amazing things you see? Yeah, it'd be cool to have, you know, someone to travel with occasionally, but at the same time I also really like being able to make my own schedule and not really have to like compromise with someone else. So I don't know, there's positives and negatives to both sides of it. And then also, do you play tennis? Not really, no. I mean, I have played tennis before, and I do enjoy it. It is fun. It's a great workout, but I wouldn't say that I play like regularly. Like, I don't have a racket or anything like that. The great Han Sony, are you worried about bears when camping in the mountains? Not really, no. Do you know anyone who has come across bears? I don't really. I haven't met anyone that has. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that have, but when I'm out there, like if a bear's circling around, like I'm inside the element, like locked in here, so I think that I would be safe. It might mess with the element. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely worrisome, but I wouldn't say that I like actively freak out about it or anything like that. Predator 670 mod and more. Do you use Lychee with the DJI Phantom or the DJI Go app? I didn't even know that there was a third-party app for it. Maybe I'll have to look into that. But I use the DJI Go app. And then, do you ever do a meetup? I love your channel and watch all your videos. Thank you. Yeah, I've met up with some subscribers. Yeah, and I'm definitely open to it. Definitely. Nomad Adventurous. Hi Nate. I absolutely love your channel as well as your Q&A. Thank you. It's good to see. Van Traveler, would you consider mentioning your Patreon account and add a link during the video? I believe a lot would support your lifestyle. Yeah, I don't really talk about it too much, but I do have a link in the description of all my videos, and I guess I just mentioned it here. You know, it's there because it's a way for folks, if they choose, to support me in an additional way, and it is much appreciated. I really do appreciate my patrons, definitely. Jerry Pritchford, hey Nate, I love the channel. If you get a bigger vehicle, how do you think that will affect your stealth camping? I don't know. I think that it could definitely negatively affect it. But if I go with something big, I don't think it's going to be too big. I think it's going to still be like a regular cargo van or anything smaller than that. So hopefully, as long as I can fit in a regular parking space and you know, not put like RV decals on the side of it and stuff like that, I'll still be able to be pretty stealth. But we'll see. Sean Allison, what do you do at night and day when it's hot and you're hanging out in the element? I don't really hang out in here during the day. If it's hot out, I'll go into like a coffee shop, the library or something like that, or go to the beach or something. But in terms of at night, do I have a fan? I do. I have just a regular 12-volt fan. It works out really well, circulates the air. I know a lot of camper vans have this. I don't have like a fantastic fan or anything like that, but in the next conversion I think that'll definitely be something that I put in there. But that fan that I have works really well. It gets the air circulating in here. It's fine at night, even when it's 75-80 degrees outside. It gets pretty comfortable in here. Robert J, hey Nate, I enjoy your videos. I've been a subscriber to you and Brian, Adventure Van Man, for a while. Right on, thank you. I was wondering, are you able to design artwork that could be utilized for a possible tattoo concept if it was provided to you? I'm probably not the guy to do that. I'm really not the greatest drawer or anything like that. I don't really do too much with graphic design. I mean, I can do like web design and you know, stuff like that, and video work, but in terms of actually drawing or you know doing something like that with a tattoo design, I don't think I'm the guy for that. I'm probably not the one to do that. And then the last question here comes from I Am Yichu. Nate, how do you manage snoring to remain stealth? I don't really snore that much, and more often than not when I sleep in here the windows are closed, so you probably wouldn't be able to hear me anyways from out there. I guess maybe I'm a quiet snorer. I'm a stealthy snorer. I don't know. Thanks for watching, guys. The next one, like I said, will be on June 20th, Tuesday, June 20th. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to y'all in the next video.